we address them? So come to the original topic. We have the challenges, we have trends, but we have the solution, and we talk about how to do the things like the availability, security, and compatibility. So I walk through with you the principles. The principles follows like the availability we have talked about yesterday, right? I repeat here because we have some overlap contents, but in the different angles. You should know that we generally built dual-active and host standby setups and remote backup sites. We have shown you yesterday. And for security part, all the networks is encrypted using the TLS 1.3, and the voice transmission is protected by the SRTP protocol to ensure the data security. We also include enterprise-grade firewalls and intrusion prevention systems to guide against the DDoS attacks and unauthorized access. So talking about the compatibilities, we are in the concept of the 5 layers. What means the 5 layers? We have the user layer, we have the application layer, the service layer, the middleware layer, and the resources layer. So when you update your specific modules and expand the systems, we can do it horizontally. I remember yesterday I told you, do anybody remember I talking about the recording? Because in the past, we can only have one. If the recording fails, you will lose everything. But now with the modular design, we can allow the multiple recording collectors to run in parallel, in 3, 4, even more, depending on the deployment. So in this way, if any module fails, the other can keep the system also running without interruption. Okay, so the last one is about flexibility. So our system supports the various deployment methods, whether it's on the physical servers, the virtual machines, or the hybrid cloud, or the containerized environments. It will be compatible with the mainstream platform like the VMware, the AWS, the Azure, and even the third-party server resources. Okay, so following pages, I will extend how we address these 4 principles. The first one, of course, we have talked to you yesterday, but maybe some little difference we want to emphasize on the finance part. The first one, of course, the redundant backup designs. Like the second, the dynamic, the load balance. So the load balance across the media and signaling modules can keep the individual nodes below the 70% load. What does it mean? It will greatly improve concurrency and resources efficiency. And also, I talked to you yesterday, what is our multi-server registration? It costs the SIP option. What the SIP option means, like you can monitor your status like the heartbeat. So it costs the SIP heartbeat, the options monitor. It enabled the terminals to automatically switch to the backup servers in case of the failures. And the voice resilience and the failover is very important too, because I'm sure you're familiar with our product portfolio, but maybe I start with the very simple concept. Everybody can review again with me again. In the finance deployment, especially in the branch sites, the terminals are usually registered to the central system in a regional office or in a data center, right? So what happens if the network connections... sorry, please mute yourself. Thank you very much. So I'm talking about what happens if the network connections between the branch and the core system goes down. So even with the dual data centers or dual servers, if the transmission network like the VPN is disrupted, the phone at the branch, normally they're not working, right? To absorb this, so we deployment our flagship products like the failover gateways at the branch. It acts as our backup voice systems. So when the main network connection is lost, so this gateway can automatically switch to calls to the local PSTN lines. Like the SIP-based 4G connection, it allows the branch to continue making and receiving calls. So we call it the voice survivability and local regeneration. Okay, we talked about it yesterday, so we simply go through, right? The both servers working in the active, local, active. So what is the main points we must bear in mind? So if the one server goes down, the terminals automatically switch to another, or with minimal delays and no manual intervention. And also in the situation of the geo-redundant active deployment, which also teached yesterday, these two servers, from the system perspective, no functional difference. No matter the registration logic, no matter the synchronized configuration, and the SIP over and the media control, all data handling mechanisms all remain consistent of the two machines. The only thing you have to bear in your mind is in the IM-based deployment, because the new link cannot support dual interface. So if you are facing the IMS in this situation, you have to use the SBC. Okay, so a local survivability, I've talked about that. So we go to next page. So for the recording, also I have told you yesterday, but for the recording and the compliance, I will talk about some case study from maybe the Malaysia Bank of China. Recently, we have received some new requirements. For example, the larger finance institutions, they usually have some requirements like that the system, can we support distributed recording across the multiple branches? For example, we should allow each office to manage its own recordings, and when the headquarters, we can maintenance of the full visibilities and controls. And also in the other countries, some customer may have the specific customized requirements for us. Okay, so this is which I think about, so I talk here. But yesterday I have shown you what's the difference of the old recording management systems and new link and the NL recording. Did anybody still remember the difference? So how many concurrent recording channels do the collection modules can handle? Do anybody remember that? How much? 600. Yeah, each module can support up to 600 concurrent recording channels, and scalable by the deployment. We can do the multiple models. And also, I want to talk about is because in the finance we need to do the storage of the data, right? Storage of the data, because our collect models come with its own local storage, and usually it can be do the secure storage. What means the secure storage is like the automatic backup and the S3 based cloud storage. S3 cloud storage is a protocol like a cloud storage standard, which is proposed by the Amazon. So now it's compatible with many cloud service providers. So these are some points I want to issue in this page. So in the following slides,